Hey there! Welcome to our bedtime stories, where we read some of your favorite stories to help you get some rest. I'm your host. And tonight we're going to read Pete the Cat's Sleepytime Groove. This is the story about a cat who didn't want to go to sleep. Pete the cat loved to play guitar. He loved to play it during the day, and he loved to play it at night. But one night Pete had an awful case of the Mondays. It was the end of the week and all his friends were going to sleep. But Pete just wanted to keep playing. He played and he played until his eyelids got droopy and his fingers achy. "I don't want to go to sleep," he said. "I want to keep on playing my guitar." But then his friend Freddie the Fish swam by and he said, "Pete, it's time to go to bed." "No, I want to keep playing my guitar," Pete replied. So Freddie the Fish said, "Well, if you don't want to go to sleep, then I'm gonna go to sleep." And with that, Freddie the Fish went to sleep in his coral bed. Then a little later, Sammy the Shrimp swam by and he said, "Pete, it's time to go to bed." "No, I want to keep playing my guitar," Pete replied. So Sammy the Shrimp said, "Well, if you don't want to go to sleep, then I'm gonna go to sleep." And with that, Sammy the Shrimp went to sleep in his shell. Then a little later, Larry the Lobster went by and he said, "Pete, it's time to go to bed." "No, I want to keep playing my guitar," Pete replied. So Larry the Lobster said, "Well, if you don't want to go to sleep, then I'm gonna go to sleep." And with that, Larry the Lobster went to sleep under his rock. Then all of a sudden, boom, a big wave crashed over Pete, and he stopped playing his guitar. All his friends were asleep and he was all alone. He looked up at the moon and the stars, and he started to feel a little sleepy. He yawned a big yawn, and he started to feel a little bit tired. Maybe it was time for Pete to go to sleep. He walked over to his bed and climbed in. He closed his eyes and started to dream about playing his guitar. He dreamed that he was playing with all his friends and they were making beautiful music together, and Pete was so happy. The next morning, Pete woke up feeling refreshed and recharged. He got out of bed and started to make breakfast. He fixed some fish, some shrimp, and even some lobster for Larry. Then he sat down to eat his breakfast and he started to think about how lucky he was to have such great friends. They might tease him for playing his guitar all night long, but they were always there for him when he needed them. And Pete knew that he loved them very much. So Pete the cat decided that maybe, just maybe, he would put his guitar away at night and spend some time with his friends instead. Who knows? Maybe he'd even go to sleep early like Freddie the Fish, Sammy the Shrimp, and Larry the Lobster. And that's the end of our story. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to stay tuned for more fun stories. Thanks for watching.